shouldn't have to do is pay almost $80 million for the guy to go retire. That's nuts. Let's talk about Texas A&M. I ain't never seen nothing like this. I have never seen a buyout like this, and something that's executed like this. An extension just 24, 30 months ago for Jimbo Fisher, a 10-year extension of which they're going to eat 7.5 years of. They're going to eat 7.5 years of Jimbo Fisher's contract here. I got some notes on this contract buyout, boys. They got to eat $76 million, 19.8, almost $20 million due within the next 60 days to Jimbo Fisher's bank account.
The man just won the lottery.
No shit. I mean, it ain't even a joke. He did. He won the lottery, and that's pre-taxed income too.
I definitely would have been pulling an Ed Orgeron and saying, just tell me where you want me to go, and I'll head out that door right now.
Buddy, I think he did that last December. I think the last 8 months have been kick your feet up for Jimbo Fisher.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think he hired Rick Pitino, Pitino just to act like he was trying.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Petrino.
Bobby Petrino,
Excuse me. Rick Pitino, hookers, strippers, Louisville. Bobby Petrino, car wreck.
Motorcycle.
Affairs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Neck brace. Kind of hard. One's a vampire. One's cheating on his wife. Hard to know.
Exactly.
Pitino, Petrino, really close to each other too.
Mm-hmm.
But no, this was crazy money to just be delving out, and it kind of proves who they can be and who we know they are in terms of an affluent fan base. But I got one serious question. Guys. Who is Texas A&M? What is Texas A&M? Are they good? Is this a good coaching job? Because some people will tell you just because you got resources and just because you got money that it's a great job. But I'm here to tell you, ain't nobody ever won at this program. Not consistently. Not since the 80s. Ain't nobody consistently won at this program ever. So am I to suspect that y'all just can't make the right hire, or am I to suspect that you just can't win there? Because Gene Stallings flamed out at Texas A&M, took 25 years off of coaching college football, and then managed to win a national title at Alabama. So, like, is it you guys, or is it just y'all can't find the right one? And again, Bear Bryant did the same thing. Bear Bryant went out there, had some good years, and then, become the greatest coach of all time at Alabama down the road. So, I have 121 years. I have 121 years of history of football at Texas A&M. Y'all Sun Guns got less than 10-win seasons. Y'all are not. Your fan base is one of the best in the country. Y'all show up, y'all pay, y'all give money to an 8-win football program. And I don't want to piss y'all off, but that's what it is. And it ain't been nothing but that for the history, 121 years of history of football with this program. They have not won. So, boys, how good of a job is this at Texas A&M outside of they got a bunch of money? We know they got money, but they don't have a bunch of wins.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's not getting any better for them. Texas is coming to the SEC, and they're on the rise right now. Oklahoma's getting better under Venables. Missouri is getting better as a program. Those are all states that are recruiting within the state of Texas around that area and are going to all be in the same conference as you by next year. And great. You can drop a bag better than anybody else, and you can pay those kids, and you can get all the 5 stars just like you did a couple years ago to get the #1 recruiting class, and you had the best rating ever and whatnot. It has not produced results. And if that continues to be the case, then maybe those bags don't seem so full anymore, even if it is still stacked full of cash. Because Texas, on the other hand, still can compete with you there. They're actually putting up results. They're competing. Oklahoma's on the rise. Missouri has this great NIL deal, too, for themselves right now, so it's not getting any better.
So Texas A&M is kind of weird to me because history says no, they're not a good job. They're not a top 15 program. But I think what we've seen them go through in the last 12 seasons is kind of what has gotten them to this status. Think about what they were before Johnny Football.
I was about to say, if they don't have Johnny Football, they're a nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing.
I mean, you go to the SEC, you get all this SEC money now. Johnny Football comes along, makes Texas A&M synonymous. I mean, you see Texas A&M, you see Johnny Manziel. That's what you see. That's kind of the brand it is now, which has kind of boosted them into getting more money, getting more revenue. People pay attention more. It's kind of now become this top 10 job. So historically, no, it hasn't been this great job, but I still think there is a lot left there to win with. Obviously, you can recruit at a high level. Jimbo Fisher did it with his feet up on the desk. So it's kind of you can still be a top 10 job there. I think it still is a top 10 job. Yes, things are getting worse for you. Oklahoma, Texas, all those teams are coming in. Missouri's on the rise, such as that. But it's still a top 10 job to me, and it hasn't been. It is now in the last 10 years.
I got a take. What if they're just too ugly and weird to be a good football program?
They are weird.
That maroon,
They're so weird.
That maroon is god awful ugly. That dark maroon.
I don't have a problem with that.
I do. I think it's hideous.
It's the midnight.
I think just only having two primary colors is weird to me. You're white and you're maroon. You're not red, black, and white. I mean, it's beside the point. But the weirdness is definitely there.
Yes.
They are so weird. The whole fan base in general and all the traditions are very, very weird. I think you got to modernize. You got to spice up some stuff potentially to get, I don't know. It's
stop
not actually
broadcasting
impacting the on-field
midnight
product.
yells.
That's a goofy ass take. So don't be clipping me on that one. But seriously, I've always hated the unis. I think they're gross. I just wanted to get that out there. It's an ugly uniform. And honestly, when they fill that stadium out with maroon and that the color of the military uniform over in the corner, it's just not aesthetically pleasing.
No.
I don't care if you have 120,000 people in the stadium.
I don't have a huge problem with the uniform colors. I mean, Bama's virtually the same color. Oklahoma,
It's crimson.
Texas is burnt. Texas is burnt orange and white.
It's so much darker.
Very different colors for Alabama and Texas A&M.
Yeah, but it's similar shades.
But it's the cult that's actually getting them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. Not the joke of a take from the jersey. But, hey, who could actually replace him? I got a list of names here that popped up in every single article that I found today. So let's just go through these and just say yes or no. All right, Dan Lanning, the head coach at Oregon. Would he leave Oregon to go to Texas A&M?
Oil money versus Nike money.
So, no.
I think Nike money wins still.
I think so, too.
And he's in a better situation there.
He is. It's already built. It's ready to go. UTSA's Jeff Traylor. I say we save him for last. Okay. Mike Norvell at FSU. Could they steal 2 Florida State coaches in a row?
Hold the phone on it. Let's see what happens.
You know what Mike Norvell said today? He said it was funny. 2 years ago, people were counter-recruiting me saying, that guy's not even going to be there. He's going to get fired in 2 years. And now they're saying that I'm winning so many games that, no, there's no way that guy's going to be there. He's going to get hired out. That sounds like a football coach that ain't leaving to me. I'm going to put an X by Mike Norvell. Kalen DeBoer, the head coach at Washington.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, you're going to lose a whole lot of that roster. So if there ever were a time to leave Washington for a job like Texas A&M and the SEC, now would be the time.
Yeah, but you're going to go to the Big Ten and get Big Ten money. Why would you want to compete in the SEC before, going from Pac-12 to SEC is a huge jump.
Also been a Northwestern guy his entire life. Went to high school in Washington, in Sioux Falls. Got his first head coaching job at Fresno State and then turned it into Washington. That dude's a Southwest dude. He don't know nothing about the South. Let's put a question mark next to DeBoer because maybe he just thinks the challenge is worth taking.
All that traveling might change it.
Absolutely. Mike Elko at Duke. That's a legit.
I like that one.
That's a legit. Let's put a
Big
question mark
Elko
next
guy.
to that one. Lane Kiffin.
I can't see it.
Here's my thing. I think A&M is the ideal job for Lane Kiffin. It's exactly what Lane Kiffin wants. You're getting the recruiting abilities. You're getting the resources.
And they already have their pitchforks ready.
Yeah, you're getting the fan base ready for you. I mean, you don't really you're not having to follow up. Not that it would bother him, but you're not having to follow up a Saban or a Kirby. You have expectations to win national titles, and I think you have the ability to build rosters to do it. I don't know if he takes that job. I think people are kind of saying he's waiting out for the Alabama job, but then again, Bama might give that to Glenn Schumann, so he might take this opportunity when he can. But I think Lane Kiffin has got to be one of your top guys you go after this year.
I think you try. I also think, like we talked about a couple of shows ago, I think Lane's waiting on Alabama.
But like I said, the problem is, though, what if Schumann's waiting on Alabama too? Because then if Bama goes and hires Schumann and they're going to fill the A&M void this year, you're Lane Kiffin. You're just going to have to sit at Ole Miss.
I mean, he's sitting at Ole Miss now.
Yeah.
I don't – man, I don't know what Lane's end goal is, but it's not Ole Miss. But the only reason he would ever go to A&M is because he wants that much money, and they can certainly pay him all of the money in the world to go do that. But if the end goal, and maybe I'm misled here. Maybe I think the Alabama stuff just because it's the easy stance and everybody thinks it's going to happen. Maybe he does take this A&M job, but taking this A&M job would remove him from the opportunity to coach at Alabama. And here's why. He either flames out and gets fired at Texas A&M like Jimbo just did, and Alabama's off the table anyways, or he has too much success and they just pay him out the ass anyways to never leave Texas A&M.
Well, I mean, something I think you have to consider, too, is I don't think Nick Saban really likes Lane Kiffin. And I would have to imagine that when Nick Saban finally does retire, he's going to have some say in who his heir is to that throne.
Why do you think that?
Certain reasons.
Why?
I don't know that I would think that.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
You don't think Saban gets input?
Who follows him up?
You don't think that after all he's done for that program, if he says, y'all, please do not hire this guy, they're not going to at least take that in consideration?
I think they would.
They would absolutely do that.
I don't think it'd be like. I don't think he would say like, no, don't hire Lane Kiffin. Nick Saban worked with Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, and I don't think he likes Lane Kiffin for other reasons.
You don't think he likes Lane?
No.
I think he gave Lane some extra special ass chewings back in the day.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I think he has a, quote, tremendous amount of respect for Lane. But I don't know if it's going to be – I don't know if Saban would be like, you're not allowed to hire that guy.
Yeah.
Unless it were somebody who he actually despised. I don't know if he despises Lane. I just think Lane was very different than him. But I also could see Nick Saban walking off and retiring at Alabama and then just working on College Game Day's desk for like 2 years, and then him and Miss Terry just living it out on the lake. But then again, I also think maybe Nick Saban never retires. Maybe just croaks on a sideline one day. Honestly, that'd be my dream. If I'm just like 98 years old and right here on live television, I'm just like, they're a bunch of frauds. That'd be dope, man. 98 years in, just give the take until the final resting point. That'd be dope.
Yeah, for sure.
So, on back to these coaching questions. Deion Sanders?
No, not this year because of his son's coming back.
Slick fired their guy a year too early because I think they could have had Deion Sanders. I think Deion Sanders would have been, apart from all the traditions, that would have been really, really weird. He probably would have nixed those immediately. But I think it would have been really, really fun. You tell me you're going to give that mercenary the biggest bag in the world? God.
It would be fun. I don't think Deion Sanders is an incredible coach. He hasn't proven that he is.
No, he hasn't yet. But he's proven that he can recruit relatively well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, but
he also took over a horrendous situation in Colorado.
It's fallen off really, really quickly there. Hey, welcome into